One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome, everyone, to Acrisure Stadium, home of the Pitt Panthers. As we'll see the number 20 team in the country, the SMU Mustangs, taking on another team from the ACC, the Pittsburgh Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And the Mustangs will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. So Pittsburgh's offense will go on the attack first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. Looking downfield, it's Holstein. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over it.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. And you just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
The Panthers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Back to pass on 2nd down. Bringing the heat. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
And the Panthers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Rides the back on the option to give. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
These situations in football come up all the time. You practice them all throughout the week. Short yardage, gotta have it situations. I am not bringing my punt unit on the field. I gotta bow up, prove to my team, to my unit, to everybody out there, I can get this 1st down. Let's go.
Punt is on its way. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. So the SMU Mustangs offense will go to work for the 1st time today. And we've got a superb matchup to watch here, David. One of the best quarterbacks in the country. And how much will he be willing to challenge one of the best corners in the land?
Well, and it's going to be more interesting to me, Jesse, do they let him make a play? Like, does he choose to go after him and believe in his ability and believe in his matchups, or do they stay away from him? Because a lot of people stay away from him. He's that good out wide that you don't want that smoke. And I'm interested to see, Jesse, if he has the onions to go after the corner and try to make plays.
Well, one thing we know about him for sure is he's a believer in his own arm talent. He's the kind of guy that thinks he can fit the football into the smallest windows, but you're right. He's got to pick his battles and be careful when he decides to attack this guy, because he has picked off some really good quarterbacks in the past, and you know he's just licking his chops, hoping for a chance today.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Jennings. Got his man in the middle. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Hudson. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moving forward just a few.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Caught behind the line. It's Knight. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
They didn't have to blitz. They brought in the dime package, more speed on the field so we can cover in the back end and then let the D-line do what great D-line do.
The Mustangs will call on their punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. To throw, it's Holstein. Catch in the middle, it's Johnson. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
We've got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
They really got things moving on this drive. Second play of the drive comes from the 37. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And I like changing things up. I like trying new things. Handing it to the tight end, that's something you don't see very often. A little creativity. Now, it was negativity in the end, but I like the creative thought process of trying to get somebody else the football.
The Panthers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Caught over the middle. It's Lee. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Williams. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
Wow, what a great job by that quarterback, finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
Unloads to the wideout. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
And when you're a quarterback, man, I know wide receivers are great athletes and they're supposed to catch everything that gets near them, but when you don't put it right on the center, when they're running a lot of times, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think he did that a little bit too much for his wide receiver right there.
Trying play action. He lobs one high down the left side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Gets the back moving. Back to throw, it's Holstein. Got his man on the outside. They don't get nearly enough on 3rd down. 4th down coming from the 48. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Sometimes you see the offenses sort of settle in, find areas to probe after that first quarter. Pitt will line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin them deep. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Looking to throw on first down. Got it behind the line. It's Maryland. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the cornerback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
And the Mustangs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Going up top. Reels it in down the left side. It's a seam wide open. Touchdown Mustangs. He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
And these offenses, man, they've been struggling, and you've been waiting. Who's going to make the big play? They finally break through. They make the big explosive play, and maybe this is what they needed to get this offense rolling.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. That drive a great example of just how potent this offense can be. 2 plays, 80 yards, give them the touchdown. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. On the run, it's Reed. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football on the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
QB draw. Hard running there. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Holstein. They get to him as he throws. Oh, it's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Takes the handoff. It's Harden. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
That's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree. Jesse agrees. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Pretty nice as a defense, right? When you can go nickel, put 5 DBs on the field and not have to blitz anyone, trusting your front 4 to get the job done on 3rd down, and they do it right there, getting the sack.
They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. The holder will kneel down at the 29, making it a 39-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And that lead grows even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. And here's the return. And the returner will be dragged down. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of points.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to throw. It's Holstein. Right on the money. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Listen, nice completion, short game. Now you get to 3rd down. 3rd down's more manageable. But guess what? If I don't get it on 3rd down, I still got that 4th down in my pocket. Nowadays, analytics, we're going for it anyways.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And it's incomplete on 3rd down. Pitt will have to boot this one away. Wants to bring it back. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. The give to the running back from the shotgun.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's Brenson. They knock him down at the 40, but he picks up 5, and it'll be enough for a 1st down.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone, or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
Now on 1st down from the 40. Dropping back, it's Jennings. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
So now it's 2nd and long. They'll run play action. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in a rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Good timing on the quick out. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. So they'll send out the field goal unit. And this kicker might be feeling it. He made one earlier, now from 49 yards out. The official says no good. Guys, a double-digit lead is good, but more would have been better.
Sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make, rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but we left some points off the scoreboard there.
Looking downfield on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Williams. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the first.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on second down. Here's a heat. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on third down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on third down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
Pitt will line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Snags it quickly on the left. Past the 45. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
The Mustangs come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Caught in the backfield, it's Hudson. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts.
A great job by the defense, seeing it right away, reacting to the screen, going and getting the football, and getting the fast playmaker on the ground.
Catch in the middle, it's Hudson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
It's a nice job running the in route there by the receiver. And the best thing he did after he made his break, he didn't trail and fade away. He actually attacked the football. That's a good lesson for young receivers out there watching.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And it's third down. They're going to go ahead and try the field goal and try to get points before the break. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
Hey, listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. What a scene there in Pittsburgh. What a fine performance we've seen. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the guys in the Steel City.
the Panthers, who will kick it off to start the second half. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. To the air, it's Jennings. Fires to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Man, we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him moving inside. You see him moving outside. You see him moving in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot, just have a nice little catch and catch session.
And the Mustangs can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. He'll keep it himself. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
Protecting their quarterback is job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you want to put it up. They got to make sure they take care of him so he can make those plays. Defense wins this rep. They win up front, get to the quarterback, and get the sack.
The Mustangs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking for room. It's Harden. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You've got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Now that's the start you absolutely talked about and discussed in the locker room. This defense, they didn't have a lot of success in the first half. They needed some good things to go their way, get a stop, create some momentum. Great first drive by this defense. Now their offense has got to put some points on the board.
And the Mustangs will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Pocket breaking down. Fires to the big zone. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
I think one of the hardest things to do is stick to the run when it's not working. But it's those runs right there that are the reason why you have to do it, right? You can't get too one-dimensional. Keep slipping those runs in there. Keep getting a little bit of positive yards. Next thing you know, you look up and you might break one of those after you got them a little bit tired.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
That's the story today in this game. The coverage defensively has been so good. They seem to always be in the back pocket of these intended targets, and they swat another pass away incomplete.
Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Really nice job there by the quarterback understanding its blitz, and not just that it's blitz, but knowing whether it's man coverage or zone coverage behind the blitz. You've still got to know where your answer is going to be based on what the defense is doing in the back end, and he add the answer to the test right there.
Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. They'll make the stop on the return at the 38-yard line as this defense records an interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Grab near the sticks. It's Hudson. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help this offense get positive yards.
Makes the grab. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Last season, Kevin Jennings took over as the SMU quarterback, and they went 11-1 before stumbling in the ACC championship game and in the college football playoff. What does he need to focus on in terms of improvement?
Just avoiding the turnovers, Reese. If Kevin Jennings does that, then this offense is virtually unstoppable because of his ability to extend plays and create his accuracy throwing vertically down the field. SMU has everything they need. Brett Lashley is going to have a lot of fun calling plays. If this guy takes that next step, watch out. This is a team vying for the college football playoff.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking downfield, it's Jennings. Grabbed over the middle. It's Harden. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
The Mustangs will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Working that left side now.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in 3-step. He's reading the coverages, getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And the Mustangs have moved it inside the 20. He leaves it with his back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Here's the thing. I know this guy's not going to win the Heisman Trophy, but he's a pretty talented football player that's made big plays for this offense in the past. They have not had any success when they've given him chances so far in this game. And in the 3rd quarter, you're getting a little nervous, I think, if you're the head coach, because he's a guy you need to have success if you're going to win.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Man, they just couldn't find the hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But 4th and short. Now, decision time, baby.
It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. And the holder will put it down on the left hash, a 34-yard attempt coming. And it's no good. He missed it. After the missed field goal, this lead still sitting at 13.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink. When you knock it off the crossbar, those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed opportunity.
He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking for a man. It's Holstein. Unloads to the right. Just couldn't quite stay in bounds while making that grab. It's incomplete.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On on third down. He'll try to pick it up through the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Lee. That's the kind of play that can really get you going if they get it out to the 36. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. The makings of a classic fourth-quarter finish. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Wants to go up top on first down. Quickly complete. And he goes out of bounds, but finally this passing game gets something going here as they try to rally.
And man, this offense needed that. They've got to get it go. That clock is ticking. They've got 0 points on the game. They've got to put a couple of plays together. There's play number one. Let's see if they can get a streak going, get down the field, and put some points on the scoreboard.
Looking for space. It's Reed. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The number one goal for this defense coming into this game was shut this running back down. And I got to be honest, there were a lot of people on the outside didn't think they could get it done, but they're proving everybody wrong. Tremendous effort. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. This guy's one of the best in the nation. He's had 0 impact in this game.
Looking for a man. It's Holstein. It's complete to the left. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
Screen pass just not working there, and you figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
Now the play fake. Pressure coming. And the third down pass is incomplete.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they've built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. They'll send the tight end in motion. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab past the marker. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
Really nice job by the offense. Hey, man, trust your guys, right? We got all these analytics on 4th down, say to go for it. They trust their quarterback. He gets it done with the completion and gets the big first down.
Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Here comes the heat. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to throw it. Catch in the middle. It's Lee. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch of these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Rushes on him. Caught in the backfield. It's Reed. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
And they get the completion, and they get out of bounds, which is obviously important to stop the clock. But what's really important now is it's 4th down. And that made it more manageable, but obviously the clock is not as important as making sure you get this 4th down conversion.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Stopped at the 44. The defense coming up with a big interception.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. It's caught. That's where they'll mark him down, but what a play there to pick up a first down.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism. Because of him, they've got this huge lead in the fourth quarter. So why stop throwing it? Just keep it going when the going's good.
Looking to throw, it's Jennings. Plucks it out of the air.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. We're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
The Mustangs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll go up top on second and short. Caught over the middle. It's Singleton. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
The outstanding game has taken care of the football. Now, late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the dub.
Caught in the backfield, it's Hudson. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
And that was close for the offense. They try to go wide receiver screen. They're counting on that receiver beating that defender. Wasn't able to make a miss that time, but if I'm on offense, I'm going back to that play later.
They'll probably bleed every second possible off this clock before they snap it. Complete to the right. And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. First and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. To the air, it's Jennings. They're working that left side. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be fourth down.
That play call is going to force a lot of people to scratch their heads because you've got the lead late. Why aren't you just running the ball? When you throw, you risk having interceptions like that right there. That should have been picked.
They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. No good. After the missed field goal, fellas, still a 13-point ball game.
And that's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Wants to throw on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here.
I'll tell you, when you've got a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on first down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage, finding the soft spot, and making it an easy completion.
The Panthers have their whole playbook open here on second and inches. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And I like the play call, like being aggressive on offense. Second and inches, you still got a third down coming, but the defense, great job being ready for the pass. Wasn't fooled, got the sack, now set up a better third down situation for him.
Looking to throw, it's Holstein. He wants a big play here late. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They built up some time of possession with that last drive, but couldn't turn it into points with the missed field goal. We'll see if they can put something on the board this time. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go right back to the run on second down and maybe put this thing away. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Third and short, I have no problem with RPO because I can run it or I can throw it if I see something opening. Maybe he should have ran that one. You got 2 downs possibly to still try to make it happen, but he definitely didn't throw an accurate ball.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one.
I'll say this, not a lot of coaching staffs out there would want to go for it on fourth down with the lead here late in the game, but they're going to stay aggressive. They just believe in their own players to go out and execute, and they did it right there.
Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation.